Hey, Motorman here. Listen, some people have been complaining I haven't been giving you enough tips of the week. They see my riding videos, etc. So this week I'm going to give you a tip, and it's one that people ask me about all the time. They say, how do you make a U-turn when you're going uphill? Well, of course, the techniques are the same. Head and eyes, friction zone, a little pressure on the rear brake. I also get questions like from people that say, hey, I live downhill, and to get into my garage I have to go down the driveway, got to make a left turn, go up 62 feet, turn around, make a figure eight and come back. How do I do that? Well, the techniques are still the same. Head and eyes, friction zone, a little pressure on the rear brake. If you're good at that, you don't have to worry about ever maneuvering your motorcycle at low speeds. By the way, for those of you who just wandered here by accident, they call me the Motorman because I'm a motor officer instructor, been that over 20 years, and I'm the guy that teaches the police motor officer techniques to you, the average rider, and I'm the maker of the Ride Like a Pro. Please go to our website, ridelikeapro.com, and check out our videos. That's how we're able, by selling those videos, that's how we're able to give you these free videos. So, this is a pretty good grade here. You know, we live in Florida, so we don't have mountains to go, but it's a pretty good grade here, so I'm going to show you the techniques are the same. I'm going to do it in both directions, up the hill, down the hill, so watch closely, and I'm going to film it also from my point of view with these camera glasses. Now this street that I'm doing this on is 18 feet wide. I implore you not to practice on an 18-foot wide street. It's best to practice out on an empty parking lot where you have no barriers. Even a 24-foot wide street, if you've got barriers such as grass on the side where your front tire could go into that grass, I'm telling you, if you do that, it's probably going to slip out and you're going to fall down. So use some common sense. Practice in an area where there's nothing in your way, and don't try it going uphill or downhill until you're good at doing it on flat ground. That means you're going to have to learn how to use that clutch and throttle, the rear brake, and your head and eyes. The scraping you heard here, that's the kickstand on the motorcycle. Just tells me I'm getting close to the lean limits. And here on this street, it's 18 foot wide, but there's some dirt and there's some bumps, etc. on the side of the road. So I'm actually turning the motorcycle in about 16 feet. So if I can do it on this motorcycle at 16 feet, you should be able to do it on your normal 24-foot wide street easily. If you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell, and if you ever have any questions, you can put them in the comments below or you could email me. Until next time. So as you can see, you can make a U-turn on a hill. It doesn't matter. The techniques are going to remain the same. Head and eyes, friction zone, a little pressure on the rear brake. Please don't practice this on a narrow side street where you have barriers like grass or even a curb on the side. Just don't do that. Go to an area where you got plenty of room, an empty parking lot. Use the parking spaces as your guide. Now before I go, I'm going to give a couple of clips from the last class that we did because I want to show you something. We had some very good riders, and once the class is over, we give the riders an option of being timed through the exercises. When we do that, sometimes even the best riders, because they're under a little bit of pressure, which is simply a stopwatch, They fold under questioning, I call it. That means don't commit a crime because you'll talk. The cops are going to make you talk. But the point of this is, out on the street, never ride at your absolute limits. Use some common sense. Under controlled conditions in an empty parking lot, that's where you want to push your limits. That's where you want to find out where your limits are. But like I said, you'll see this, and this is an empty parking lot. We just have a little course set up, and some of these riders, the best riders, absolutely fall apart when we put a little bit of pressure on them. It's nothing against them, it's just the way it is. And we also get other riders who, for some odd reason, they didn't do very well in the course, but suddenly they become experts when you put the clock in front of them. So you'll see it on the video.
That's it. Wow. I told you it could happen. He folded under the pressure. Pressure. Exactly.
Yeah. Take it down.
Yeah. On your mark. Get set. Go.
They're folding under court. They better not commit crimes. They will talk. As soon as you put a clock in front of them, they go to pieces. You had an arrow? 2 foot down. Another one folds under questioning. Add 5 seconds. Add 5 seconds. One of these guys might come out the winner.
No, I got Leslie coming in, dude.
So win.
On your mark, get set, go.
Can I keep my first time?
No. First of all, you can't do that. You got to go in the lane. You just, what the hell was that? We got to make a new rule because.
All right. How do I?
On your mark, get set, go. $19.91. All right, your mark, get set, go. Class is over now. What we're doing is just, the riders want to be timed. 1, 2, 3, we're adding seconds for each error. You hit a cone, that's an error. Foot down, that's an error. $29.84 because you had 2 errors.
I know the leg. What was the other one?
Huh?
What was
2 feet down.